Okay. Now I'm on live on my YouTube here, and I'm also on live on Instagram, and I will be able to answer most of the people's questions. So if you have any question, please ask questions, and I'll be able to. Sikon live hapa YouTube. I'm already live on YouTube. So if you can go on my YouTube, you'll be able to find me there. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Jonas, welcome on my YouTube live. Siamini, welcome. Kiembe, I'm already live now. I was fixing some few things. Now I'm on live. So on today's live show, I'll be answering questions. Questions regarding educations, questions regarding to scholarship opportunities around the world, questions about immigration, whether to be in particular the United States, or will be questions about other countries for immigration. But overall, we are talking about different ways on why one person might try to move to go to another country. That will be one. But most important is, how are you going to succeed in those countries? Because there are two things. There is one, it's your dream to go to one country. That is very good to have that kind of a dream. But what are you going to do once you arrive in that particular country? That is something which will be some sort of the next step thing to be able to do. Because sometimes you might be so much obsessed about, I want to go to one country, I want to do this one, and you go there, you are going to be disappointed. So the purpose of this kind of live is to prepare you, if you want to come to these countries, not just to come to these countries without in the end coming to succeed. So it's to prepare you to come to these countries and to be able to succeed. So go ahead and ask any questions which will you be having, and I'll be happy to answer those kind of questions. So let me start with the questions. Question number one. This one comes from Instagram. As I said, I'm on live on Instagram and YouTube. So the question comes from Amy Thomas. The question is, how to get citizenship if you already have J1 visa in America? Or is it possible to get a green card? So first of all, once you have J1, for those who don't understand about J1 visa is exchange visitor visa. Is a certain type of visa one can come here to study or to do certain kind of activities or jobs. It depends. For me, I came here as a Fulbright. Fulbright, you get J1 visa. There are different kinds. So number one, you have to look on your visa. It is written on one of the aspects of the visa. It is written section 212 subsection A, subsection E. It will either say does apply or does not apply. So that is the first thing you need to know. And you need to understand, what does that section mean? By understanding that section, it will guide you to know whether you'll be able to become a green card holder or not, or even to get H1 visa, which is a working visa. Because if your section 212 subsection E says does apply, it means there is a requirement upon completing your Fulbright or your J1 visa status, you must go back to your home country for at least 2 years. If it says does not, that means you can be here and then you can continue with other things. So number one is that one. But to answer your question, yes, it is possible to go to become a citizen or green card in general. For myself, I came under J1, I became green card holder, now I'm a US citizen. So it is possible, yes, you can be able to do that. So that was the first question coming from YouTube, from Instagram. Okay, so let me go on YouTube here and find some questions. Abiano Joseph say, my only mentor, how you are so special. I love you so much. I love you too. Thank you so much. Thank you for updates from Elias Masanja. Okay. Sabine Shretha, you are asking, will Trump suspension extended after 60 days? This is the video I uploaded yesterday, if not mistaken. Yes, there is a very big possibility. We do not know, because right now I'm live on this video. Live right now, there are over 36 million people who are filing for unemployment. So that is a big challenge. So there is a very big possibility of extending for 60 more days. And if they extend, it will be until August. So for those who are in the DV lottery for 2020, meaning the one who applied 2018, they won in the year the results came out 2019. Those people will be able to go and get their green card by October. Let me put this a little bit closer. It can be able to help others to, I don't know, to see me well. Okay, so, but I don't want this one to, okay, let me do this way. I'm still trying to put, everything is on my way. Okay, on Instagram, okay. Thank you everyone who is watching on Instagram. If you have any question, I'll be answering question from Instagram. Let me turn off the light. One of the light is, okay. Okay, a little bit better now. I think so. Yeah, now you can be able to see. So let me go and ask you some questions. Okay, the question comes from who? Let me see. What is the question? Okay. Okay, so let me go to the question from Legas Fan TV. Please, EBM, put some of the links of scholarships in the United States and Europe, like the way you put the links of the DV lottery below your videos. This will help us not to get scammed. Okay, that is a very good one. First of all, when we are talking about scholarships, if you go to the YouTube channel, my YouTube channel will be like home videos, whatever. There is a place written playlist. If you go on the playlist, there is a playlist for Green Card Lottery. That means I've categorized all the videos about scholarships, all the videos about writing books, all the videos about scholarships. So they'll find the scholarships in America and the scholarship in Europe. There are different ways on how you can be able to apply for scholarship opportunities in America, for scholarship opportunities in Europe. So make sure that we saw that you are going to see that kind of distinction. Yes, I will keep putting all those kind of links. But remember, you don't just show up and apply for any scholarship. There are procedures which must be followed. These procedures, as I've been saying over and over. First of all, you have to know most of the scholarships are for masters and PhD. For that case, number one thing which you need to do is to make sure that you are going to take the English proficiency test. There are two tests. You have to take either test of English as a foreign language 12, which is the American version, or you take the British version, which is International English Language Testing System, IELTS. The TOEFL exam is about 210. The IELTS is about nearby 300 US dollar. But the IELTS, you have to do it through what we call the British Council. So you have to take one of these type of exams first. In Europe, you have to go and apply. There are no application fee. There is no any other extra exam apart from the English proficiency test. But in America, there is application fee. And in addition to the TOEFL or IELTS, there is GRE or GMAT or LSAT or MCAT. There is extra examination you need to take in order to apply for scholarships. So first of all, you have to prepare to be meeting the requirements. And the requirements are, you needed to have the English proficiency test. You needed to have English proficiency test. You need to take if you are going to apply for America, you need to take the GRE or GMAT, whatever appropriate exam for your case, in order to be able to go ahead and apply for scholarships. Yes, so if you go to my YouTube on the playlist on scholarships, you'll be able to see those ones. So I think that one will be able, and they'll keep, I'm going to make more videos about scholarships because I've been talking to people over and over that there are so many ways you can be able to get opportunities. And don't put your entire dream, your entire life basing on the scholarships. I mean, basing on the lottery, because lottery is a lottery. You cannot put your life dreams basing on the lottery, because you never know whether you are going to win or not. There are over 10 million people. And in some countries, there are 200 people who are going to win. So don't put your entire life basing on the lottery. That's why I usually tell people, what are you going to do if you don't win the lottery? One of the way is to make sure that you are applying for scholarship opportunities. And to apply for the scholarship opportunities, you have to prepare. There is no sympathy. People don't care whether you are poor. People don't care whether you walked over 10 kilometers or 10 miles to go back and forth into school. People don't care whether you are orphan. The only thing they care is about your GPA and your good recommendation letters, statement of purpose, your resume. Those are the things they care in order for them to give you scholarships. That's why you find the daughter of Barack Obama is having scholarship at Harvard. The son of Snoop Dogg is having scholarship at UCLA. The son of Master P is having scholarship despite being millionaires, because what they look about potentials. What they look about your results. What they look about your resume. So they don't care whether you are rich, whether you are poor. These scholarships they are giving, they are not giving you because you are poor. They are not giving you because you are rich. They are giving you because you have GPA, because you have taken the required exams, and they give you because you have indicated in your statement of purpose what are you going to do upon completing your degree, what you are going to do. So if you are going to be productive in the community, they are going to give you scholarship. But if not, they are not going to give you scholarships. Okay, let me find another question. Okay, Thomas, you say thank you. Okay, let me ask you someone. Balenga unasema asante sana, na mimi nasema asante pia. Okay. On Instagram, Blockboy Legacy, thanks. I'm Legacy Fan TV, which I've answered you. You are also live on Instagram. Okay, thank you so much. So let me go again on another question on YouTube here. Yasina, you are saying hi from Ethiopia. Hi to you. Okay, so there is another question, and this question comes from YouTube, and the question comes from Radical Saint. The question says, Shikamo brother. So Shikamo is Swahili for just like a greeting. Okay, what are the best credit card to take in United States as a new immigrant, please? So this is a very good question. I've been talking over and over that once you come to the United States, one of the things which we don't do in our countries is what we call credit cards and credit score. This is very important. So the question says, what are the best credit cards? But for me, I'm going to answer that one, but more in detail about how to build your credit better as immigrant, because that is a very important situation. Number one, you have to know, I'm original from Tanzania, for those who do not know. And yeah, so, and there I have my flag. So once you come to America, the lifestyle we used to live in our countries is a little bit different from the lifestyle we are going to live in America. In our countries, we use cash or use what you call debit card. The bank card you are having, you have money in your card. So you are going to take from ATM, you are going to spend it, or you are going to use the card, whatever means, but you are using the money which you have. So basically you are using your money. Most of the countries, I don't know which countries in Africa, they use credit card system. By credit card, that means the bank, for instance, they give you the card with a certain credit, a certain limit, credit limit, maybe $5,000 that you can be able to use this money. Is kind of like a loan in another way, but you can use whatever, how much you want. But what we want from you is each month, we are going to give you this amount of interest rate, but each month pay maybe $30. So that's all. So what mistake we are doing as immigrant here is once we get like 500, 1,000, 2,000 US$, we are starting going to spend because we are not used to the credit card system in our countries. So you take the card, you are going to the movie theater. You are taking the card, you are going to buy something, maybe shoes, which you really don't need them. You're going to do shopping at the mall, not like a food wise or something. You're going to buy something extra just to show off sometimes. Or sometimes it's not showing off, but just we are spending. That is a mistake. Because once you want to go to the next level of success in America, which means you want to buy a car. I'm not talking about this buying the used car when you come in America. You are buying $1,000 car, $2,000 car. I'm talking when you want to buy $20,000 car, $50,000 car, a brand new car, 10, 15,000, brand new car. Obviously, you have to get the auto loan. You have to get the loan. I don't know whether you'll be able to purchase by using cash. So people in America, majority, 90, whatever and the above percent, don't buy things by cash, especially like major purchases like a car. So what we do, you go to the dealer shop, they give you the car, and then you'll be paying on a monthly basis, maybe 300, or a bank is giving you the loan, then you are going to kind of like auto loan. So how do they determine to give you the loan and the interest rate? First of all, they give you the loan if they are sure that you'll be able to pay back. That means obviously they need to see if you have income. But beyond the income, they have to prove to you that, or to themselves, that you are a trustworthy person. That means you are the person, when you get a loan, you pay back. So in our countries in Africa or Asia, Latin America, when you go to borrow the money from your neighbor, to your friends, and you pay back, your friends, your neighbors, they're going to trust you. If they're going to trust you, that means next day, if you go to borrow money again, they'll give you money. Then you pay back. That means you create the trust that you are the guy. Once they give you something, you'll pay back. But if you are that guy, if your neighbor gives you the money, if your friends, you're going to borrow the money, but you don't pay back, you say tomorrow, until forever, no one will ever give you the money again, even if you are in so much trouble, you have very serious situation, they cannot be able to help you. So because of that, in America, there is no going to borrow the money from the neighbor. There is no going to borrow money from your friend. In most cases, yes, you can get money, but in most cases, you go to the bank. So because of getting the auto loan, for instance, to get the actual loan, business loan, or to get for instance, you want to buy a house, they are going to look at the credit card. You want to get a good job, they are going to get the credit card. You want to get a good apartment, obviously they have to look on your credit score. Are you paying back the money when you borrow from someone? So all those one will determine, first of all, should they accept you? That's number one. But secondly, if your credit is bad, but if you have bad credit, they are going to give you more interest rate. So it will go to hurt you. And sometimes once we are here in America, brand new, we do not know these kind of things. And they're not coming like in Africa, the bank comes to you and they carry the stuff. They carry what? Like if they carry maybe they sell the farm, they sell the house, they sell collateral you put. But this credit card, there is no collateral. So the only thing they do, they just call you. If you don't pick up the phone, you block them the number, they're not going to do anything. They are going to put into the credit report that this person doesn't pay. They put in the collection, they'll be calling you. They call. It's going to hurt your credit. So next time you show up on the job, on getting apartment, getting the auto loan, getting the house is going to hurt you. So what are the techniques to do as immigrant? So it's not about what are the best credit cards as a companies. You can get the credit card through the store, Walmart, whatever, Targets. Each store they have their own credit card. You can get it from the bank. So the best way, just go from your bank, which you're having, they will give you. And at the first time, they're not going to give you $5,000 credit card. They're going to give you at least 5,000. They'll give you small amount so that you can build yourself. So they'll give you small amount, like 500, 1,000. So the technique number one is don't spend over half of the credit limit. So if they give you 500, try your best not to go more than 50% of your credit card. That means 250. If you have 1,000, don't spend over half. Because if you're spending a lot going above the credit, nearby the credit limit, they know this person is not reliable. So remember, everything is done by machine to determine you, to study you. That's number one. Second technique is when they tell you the minimum payment is $30, and you pay this $30 maybe on every first of the month or on every 25th of the month. Don't wait until the last day of the due date to pay that amount, because sometimes you might forget. Sometimes you might anything can happen. So try to pay even if 5 days before, few days before the due date, the date you are supposed to pay that amount. And when they tell you pay $30, pay more than that. Even if you pay $2 more, that is a technique. Why is it a good technique? Because it's a computer, it is a machine, it is a system, is going to detect how much you paid. You have paid above the minimum. So this is a game. It's a game on how you can perfect it. It's not about building credit. It's not about if you have a credit card of 10,000, that means you are more trustworthy. No. It is if you have 10,000 credit limit and you don't pay, the computer is going to detect you didn't pay your credit card the amount you're supposed to pay. If you have 500 and you didn't pay your $10, it's going to detect the same thing. So in the end, detection is just by computer. It means if you have this amount of money, you have to pay, regardless whether it is 1 million, whether it's $10. The computer says you didn't pay, and it's going to affect the same credit the same way. If you have 1 million, whether you have 10,000, whether you have $1, is going to affect it the same way. So learn the game on how to perfect it. That's why Americans, and especially white people, they have this technique. Most of the parents, they are trying to teach their children and help them to build the credit at a very young age. What they do, if the child maybe is 10, 15, whatever, most like when they're about to be 16, they are going to put in their credit card as authorized user. And the parents, they already know how to use it, the credit. So the parents, they have the card, but the kids are authorized user, but they are not giving the kids that card, and they are using that card, and then they pay that card. So in the end, when you, as a parent, you are building the credit card, also the child is building the credit score. So it's helping the child. So you find like these kids at the age of 18, 20, they have almost 8,000, almost perfect credit score, which when they go to buy a house, when they want to do something, it is very easy. But you as immigrant, you just jump here. Oh, this is a free money. You are starting. Okay, I have this. They gave me 5,000 US dollar. Let me get the flight ticket. I'm going to Tanzania. I'm going to stay in this hotel. I'm going to show off. It will cost you most of your journey of success here in the Western world. So sorry, I answered that in a little bit, a very long way, because that is one of the critical points. Myself, I did a lot of mistakes on the credit card, and the majority of immigrants do the same mistake because we don't tell one another what mistakes we have done. So in the end, you stay here 10 years, 20 years, even without having a house. Because it's not about just having a money, it's also, have you built your credit score? Because it takes years to build that. It can take 5, 10 years to build that one. You need to have discipline. We have done a lot of mistakes on the credit. So I don't want you to come here and be among the people who are in this kind of bad situation. Sorry, that was a little bit longer one. Let me find another question. I'm sure. Okay. Okay, let me answer. There is one question. Okay. Okay, so let me answer the other question. Okay, let me read the question. Okay, the question comes from Yeshu Dag from YouTube. The question is, I have planned to take my postgraduate in the United States through self-paying by myself. And my question is there any university in the United States can allow me to pay tuition fee by installment? there are different ways about education in the United States. Number one, first of all, I don't advise you to come to the United States and pay for your education. Because you are talking about postgraduate, it means you have bachelor degree. So if you have bachelor degree and you have good results, why can't you, and your dream is to come to America, why can't you take that money, go and take a GRE, and go and take the TOEFL exam, and apply 20, 30 universities, which will be given scholarships, obviously. You cannot apply 30 universities and don't get even one admission with a scholarship in America. My advice number one will be not to find a way. If you have good results, don't come here to pay your school. Your life will be very, very difficult. Because we are talking about 15,000 school fees. We haven't talked about the cost of living. So you are talking about 25,000 minimum, the cost of overall per year. Where are you going to get that money? Don't be fooled that if you come to America, you'll be allowed to work, you can get money to pay everything. By law, international students are allowed to work just 20 hours per week. And remember, most of the job will be $10. And you're allowed to work 20 hours per week on campus, not off campus. That is very critical to know. Therefore, if you work off campus, it's against immigration law. If you are caught, you're going to be deported. During the school year, you must work on campus. When the school is closed, yes, you can work off campus no matter how many hours you do. But still, if you do a little bit of math, it's very difficult to survive, to pay for your school fees and the cost of living, just unless others come from a very rich family. But why can't you use that money to apply? I've posted here, there are more books about GRE. I can send it to you on email, all kind of things. So number one, don't come here to pay for your school fees. Second part, if you want to pay for your education and you want to study overseas, go to Scandinavian countries, go to Norway, go to Finland, go to Denmark. There is no school fees. There is no tuition and fees in Norway. Whether you are a citizen of Norway, whether you are a citizen of Tanzania, whether you are a citizen of Germany, whether you are a citizen of whatever country you are, there is no school fees in Norway. And I have videos I've posted. If you go to my YouTube channel and you go on the playlist, Scholarships in Europe playlist, you'll find free education in Norway. What you need to do is to pay 10,000, most I think it will be 10,000, as cost of living. You pay in advance until you put in your school the bank account, so that once you go there, they know for sure, they give you your money back. You can be able to afford to survive there. But school is free. But why should you come to America where, first of all, you have to pay school fees, maybe 15,000, 20,000, and then cost of living? Why can't you go to Norway, which there is no tuition and fees? It's just cost of living, which if you have money, you can be able to survive that way. I know I might not answer what you want, but I'm answering in detail so that you can know on how you can go to the next step and succeed. I don't want you to come here thinking that, oh, I'm coming here, I'm going to pay for my education, and you're going to be illegal. It's not about coming to America. Every time I'm saying, it's about coming here and have a better life. Because if the matter is just coming to America, so to do what? Because you can come here and have a worse life compared to the one you have in your country. You will be depressed. You will be illegal. You are not going to survive. You will be washing dishes for the rest of your life. Is that the life why you came to America? You came here to have better life, to reach your dreams. And I believe for you, your dream is not to come here to wash dishes for the rest of your life. Mine was not. I didn't come here I came here to be better, to have the success better than I had in my country. And I'm thankful. Most of my dreams, which at the end of this video, this today's show, I might explain, is not just a show off, but just how I've been able to perfect and succeed on certain things. So yes, there are universities you can be able to pay in installment. First of all, there are private universities, they have a plan. There are some they pay in quarterly system. That means they pay in a quarter, maybe from January to March, you pay maybe 2,000. And you finish that one, then you go to another quarter. It's not any semester way. So yes, there are some universities you can be able to pay in installment. They put into categories, you have to pay this amount, this amount, this amount. And most of those one are private universities or the universities in general, which have the quarterly system. But if you go to the semester system, they have a deadline. Once you open the school, this number of days up to this day, you must pay your school fees. If you don't pay school fees, they drop you out from the classes. And for international students, if you are dropped out, basically you are going to be out of status and you are going to be illegal. Okay. Okay, let me go to another question. Okay. There is another question from Sweet Nature One. I have a US citizen child. That means his or her child is a US citizen. Do you think I stand a chance? I believe you are asking a chance of winning the lottery, I think. That's, I think, what you are asking. But I plan on starting a business when I get to America. How can I best prepare for my interview? So you have at least 3 questions. You have a child who is American citizen. Having a child who is American citizen, different from Europe. American law is a little bit different. Yes, we protect children in a very high grade deal, but a child doesn't give you immigration status green card if he's still a minor. A child cannot give you opportunity to come and live in America because your child is American citizen. Does that make sense? In Germany, for instance, if your child, the father is a German citizen, and you are from Ghana, if a child is born, you can be allowed to live and given residence in Germany because a child was born in Germany by a German citizen. But in America, they don't care whether the child was born in America or the parent is American. That doesn't give you immigration status. Unless otherwise the child is going to be 21 years old, that child is allowed by law to sponsor you, to apply for you to become a green card holder. A child who is a US citizen, once turns the age of 21, is allowed to apply for the parent to become a green card holder. But before that, there is no special case. Oh, my child is American citizen, so can you help me? I can come to stay with my child because my child needs to be in America. No, stay with your child over there. That's what they will tell you. Until the child becomes 21, you can be able to get that opportunity. That's part of number 1 question. So the child doesn't help you anything unless otherwise the child is 21 years old. So you don't have any extra chance of winning the DV lottery because your child is a US citizen. The child who is a US citizen will be able to be very helpful for you if the child becomes 21 years old. Second question related to that, you are asking, I plan on starting a business when I get to America. My advice is don't just jump here and do business. You'll be surprised. Why I'm saying that way? Yes, we have businesses in our countries in Africa. We have businesses in Asia. We have businesses in Latin America. But remember, the investment sector, entrepreneurship sector in our countries is still very low. You can start selling tomatoes. You can start keeping maybe 1,000 chicken, 200 chicken, and start selling eggs, and you can have good income. You can start doing maybe getting beans from the rural area, bring the urban area, and you can be able to sell. You can start the forever living products, going to door to door to your friends, selling them Colgate and all other. You can be able to do that. That's not America. Here, there is what we call super saturation of entrepreneurship, super saturation of investment. Investment sector is at the highest peak. Meaning, if you want to sell, I'm giving you an example. There are those people, let's say they want to sell, let's say, bottle of waters. Or you want to sell maybe a a certain maybe juice. You can make homemade juice. First of all, who will buy your homemade juice from your home? Maybe your neighbor, but in a really business, how many big companies with the multi-million-dollar company, billion-dollar companies, they're investing in your same business? People not just going to buy a napkin. People buy certain kind of napkin, is a brand. They have been buying, using that napkin forever. People buy certain bottle of water, certain kind, forever. People don't just go and you go to the neighbor and they just started selling things. We don't do that. So that is one of the things you have to know. The only business quicker way you can start, it will be doing some Amazon and eBay. Yes, you can be able to do that. You can buy maybe clothing, you can buy shoes, you can buy things and sell on Amazon, sell on eBay. You can be able to do that. I've done myself, but it was not very successful because I didn't focus more. You can be able to do that. But don't come here on the first day, I'm going to open a shop for something. You will spend a lot of money. Let me come here and just open the restaurant. You need to do a little, take time. That's what I'm telling everybody. I don't say it is impossible, but come to America. Take time. Find just normal general job, get income, start paying bills. Take at least 6 months to a year to decide whether you want to do business, learn what about in that kind of business. If you want to go to school, what degree program? If you want to do certification, what type of certification? Don't just come to America and jump here day one and you are going right away to go and start a restaurant. You do not know what American food is all about. You can come with your African food, yes. There are so many African restaurants, but there are so many things to consider. There are certain states, there are restrictions about certain kind of salt. There is a way of customer service. So don't just jump, take your time. You come here with a green card, yes, take at least a year. While you are doing just normal jobs, whatever, but if you want to go to school, don't just come, oh, I want to do human resources because in my country, human resources officers, they get a lot of money. This is not your country like in Africa. Oh, I studied the law, criminal law. Yeah, you studied criminal law about in your country. You studied constitutional law in your country. You didn't study constitutional law for America. So you have to come here and get another bar exam. You have to come here, you have to get a license again. You have to come here, you have to learn the business mind. When we say a customer, treat your customer as a king, they mean it like a king. If a person is going to your business and put this business don't sell good food or they sell food, they have bad customer service, people don't come to your restaurant. So you have to learn about the customer service. You have to learn about the business you are going to do. Yes, your dream is to come here and open the business. You can be able to do that, but take your time. Don't just come today and next month you are opening the business. You are going to prepare yourself for the failure. And the last question you answer related to that one, how can I best prepare for my interview? I have videos about to prepare for the interview, but the best way to prepare for the interview is to have all the documentation you need. The interview for the green card lottery, maximum is 2 minutes. If it goes further, it will be 5 minutes, but it's 2 minutes. You need to have all the documents you need to have. If you said you have bachelor degree, come with bachelor degree certificate, transcript. If you say you have masters, come with your documentation. If you say you have 5 years of work experience as manager at the bank A, come with a document, contract, or something like the letter from recommendation, whatever, bring those kind of things. Now we have public charge, bring all the documents they need. Don't just come and show up at the embassy. You think that they are there to play. And all the documents, you are told what documents to come with. And there are so many videos I've already talked about what kind of documentation you need and how to prepare for the interview. So I think that I answered very well. Furaha happy unasema kweli kabisa. Thank you so much and welcome on Instagram. I'll check you. I'll call you later too. After the call, after this live, I'll call you. Okay, let me go to another question. Okay, sorry, I'm going a little bit slow. Okay, the other question is from Abby A. The question is, hi, I'm from Ethiopia. Is it possible to know the number of applicants for the DV 2021 based on each country to figure out the percentage or the chance of winning in terms of percentage of particular countries? At the moment, you cannot be able to know the exact number of applicants, but once the results are out, they are going to give so on June 6th, they will give the results, because they cannot tell you how many applied. They will tell you how many applied in this particular year and how many have won in the same year. So for instance, Ethiopia, they will tell you maybe 500,000 people applied from Ethiopia, and maybe 2,000 people from Ethiopia won. They'll give that data once the results are out, but not now. But just you are from Ethiopia. Ethiopia is one among the few countries in Africa with very, very high number of applicants of the DV lottery. Each year, Ethiopia, number of applicants ranges between 500,000 to 1 million. And the winners from Ethiopia is at least 2,000 average each year. Because the country with the more number of applicants, likely the more number of winners, they come from that country. If a country you apply maybe 50 people, obviously, maybe you cannot get even a single person. But for instance, Ghana, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Ethiopia, DRC Congo, those are the few countries with so many number, even Egypt, they have so much, they have bigger number of applicants, and there are so many people winning from those countries. Yeah, so just is a quick just update on that. So the number of applicants we do not know at the moment, but after June 6th, we'll be able to know that. Okay, let's go to another question. Okay, people in Instagram, I don't see your question, so I don't know. I'll keep answering the question from YouTube. Okay, another question from YouTube. Sweetness, you say, I already won the DV lottery. Congratulations for winning the DV lottery. You can email me if you have any question. I'll be able to answer some of the questions. Mpore Osborne, hi there from China. How are you? Okay, let me answer the question. Okay. This question comes from the DV lottery winner for the DV 2020. So it is a very important question for those who are in DV 2020 winners. By DV 2020, I mean those people who applied in 2018. Results came out in May 2019. The processing of the results started from October 2019 until September 2020, September 30th. So the question comes from BJ Sunar. The question is, I'm 2020 DV lottery winner. Congratulations for being a winner, BJ. What will be now in terms of process which has been stopped because of the COVID-19? Please, sir, explain. So for those people who are in DV 2020, there are a couple of things here. Because of the COVID-19, number one thing which happened was most of the embassies around the world, they closed the embassies. Or rather, I can say they closed the visa session to process the visas of any types, unless otherwise it was emergency visas. Then most of the embassies started coming back, but we know there was a suspension for the immigrant visas. By immigrant visas, I mean DV lottery winners, whether it will be visas through the employment, whether it will be green card through all other ways. Exception was through marriage. So you are the lottery winner, but the process is stopped because of the suspension of 60 days. Yesterday, I made a video explaining that there is a possibility of extension of this kind of the suspension. The reasoning behind of the suspension is because at the time they are giving suspension, there were 22 million people who lost the job. They filed for the unemployment benefit. And then they said after 60 days, the Department of Labor, Treasury, Department of Homeland Security, they will advise the president whether to extend the suspension or to end the suspension. But when I made the video, I explained there will be a very big chance of suspension to be added. Why? Because right now I'm live right now, which is May 23rd. We have over 36 million people who are on unemployment, have filed for unemployment benefit. That's number one. Secondly, they approved 2.2 trillion to go to help the businesses, help people who lost their jobs, giving, it was 1,200, 1,200 for everyone. By everyone, I'm talking about the taxpayers. Now we are talking, there is a motion already been approved in Congress. It is in the Senate. We are going to do another stimulus check, and another overall money to go to the supporting people who lost their job. So because of the increase in the number of unemployment people, because of the increase in the second phase of the stimulus, obviously they have to protect more American jobs than ever. So if the decision based on 22 million unemployed people, and now it is almost 36, obviously it's no brainer. Even if I'm the president, there's likelihood of going to extend for at least 60 more days. By 60 more days, it means it will go until August. For that case, if you are the DV lottery winner for the DV 2020, as I said, the deadline for the interview is September 30th, 2020. That means more likely you'll have the interview end of August or September. If there will be extension. If there will be no extension, obviously, which will be good news, we are waiting next month, beginning of next month, they're going to say that way, whether they're going to extend or there is no extension. If there is no extension, that means by end of June, people will be going for the interview quick, because those will be processing very fast. But if the extension will be there, it will be another 60 days at least. And then from there, we are going to see people will be getting the DV lottery interviews by September. I don't know whether there will be the third phase. I believe it will not go to that level. But even myself, if I'm the winner for the DV 2020, if I'm the winner, I'll be so much scared. I don't know. I'll be anxious. I'll be having stomach ache. Like, what's going on? Everything was ready. I've already done, because there are some people, they already have interview. They are already having medical. They have done. They are just, and then coronavirus came. It's very tough. But I wish all the best. And I want to make sure that keep you updated once they give the update. And I hope they're not going to extend that one, the suspension. That means people can be able to process and be able to come. So all the best and congratulations, but also I know it is hard for you. All the best, BJ Suna. Okay, Godwin ND 2020 on Instagram, you are saying we are still together until June 6th. Yes, we are still together until June 6th, when the results will be out. Once the results will be out, I'll make the video about the results, but I'll make also the video about how to properly fill the DAC 260. I'll fill that one. I will explain more in detail about that one, step by step, how to fill that form. There is a very good question from Sweet Grace. No, not okay. Let me find. Okay. Okay. Email address Sweet Grace EB Makulilo. Let me first of all put in my email. If you have question, I don't want people to call me. Just put it over there. The question comes. Just wait. There was one question. Okay. So there is a question from Rebecca Cloty. I don't know whether I pronounced the last name correctly, but Rebecca has a question. Can pregnancy be the reason for the DV lottery visa denial? Can a pregnancy be a reason to be denied visa if you have won the DV lottery? That's a very good question. I've never been asked this question in particular. Many people, when they're asking about pregnancy related, is if the child is born before the visa, what will I do? Or if the child is born after applying for the DV lottery or after filling the DS-260, what will I do? But not in particular, if I'm pregnant, will that affect me to be given the visa or not? So, number one, people needed to understand one thing which is very, very crucial about DV lottery. Once you win the DV lottery, yes, you will process everything. But remember, you are coming to the United States as immigrant. There is a difference between immigrant and non-immigrant visas. Non-immigrant visas are temporary. That means you are coming here to study, you are coming here to visit, you are coming here for medical situation, you are coming here for so many certain reasons, but you are coming here on the temporary basis, then you go back to your home country. Immigrant visa is a green card. You are coming here to stay forever. That is the meaning of immigrant visa. So, the questions you'll be asked at the interview is non-immigrant are different from immigrant visas. For instance, on the non-immigrant visa, as a student, as a visitor, as a medical reason to come here, come for a conference, whatever reason you have, those are temporary. And if they're temporary, once you come here, the question will be asking, are you coming back? Or tell me the reason why you'll come back to your home country. Because the aim of the embassy is to make sure that you come here, you fulfill what you need to do, and you go back to your home country. That is the overall purpose of the embassy. So the questions will be to determine if you are coming here and stay here forever as illegal or whatever, or you're going to stay back to your home, you will be going back to your home country. But if you are coming as immigrant visa, which include the DV lottery as a winner, it means you are coming here to stay here on a permanent basis. So there will be no question about how much do you like your country or do you love your country? How much patriotic are you to your country of Liberia, to your country of Ghana, your country of Kenya? They are not going to ask you those kind of questions. They are not asking you a question, what resources you have so that it will bring you back to your home country. No, you are going to stay in America as a permanent resident. And if possible, if you want to become a citizen, you can be a citizen. So they are not questioning about your pregnancy. They don't care. But if you have a child before the interview, obviously that child will be included in your application. You have to modify your DS-260, and then you can be coming to get the visa and to come to America. U.S. Embassy, I don't know about other embassies, but overall, U.S. Embassy will not deny visa of any kind based on the pregnancy, because that will be discrimination. They will deny you the visa for other reasons, not on the pregnancy. That is discrimination. For instance, let's say, and there is no pregnancy test. You are 8 months pregnant. You cannot go to ask the visa to come to visit. Obviously, they know you want to come to have a baby here. And it is a risk to travel 8 months pregnancy just to come to America. But if they deny the visa, it's not because of the pregnancy. Maybe you don't have enough sufficient documents. So you'll be denied the visa, green card visa, for instance, if you fail to show the documents which are required. You failed to show the public charge documents. You failed to prove whatever they think they're supposed to, but not because of the pregnancy, no. Because obviously you are coming here on a permanent basis. They don't care on that one. It can be asked those questions maybe on other type of visas, but not as coming as a immigrant visa, like if you have won the green card. So don't worry about that. King Jamal, how are you over there on Instagram? I cannot just accept that, because if I accept you, because you asked, if you have asked if I can accept to can be able live together, if I do that, that means I'll be answering your question instead of everybody's question. Abi A, you were asking, thanks for the previous answer. And is there any medical checklist including COVID-19? What if I'm infected and win the DV lottery? There is no COVID-19 check. They are not going to check on that one so far. Obviously, at the airport, they will check you before arriving in the US. Evans Opuku, you say from Ghana, I'm enjoying the education. Keep it up. Thank you so much. I've already sent the email. BJ, you say, thank you for your previous answer. And my case number is currently right now. Congratulations. And you're waiting for currently the visa bulletin. Yeah. So now the next step is just to wait. Yeah, you are from Nepal. Okay. Elizabeth Juso, I've applied for the V Lottery 2022, and my husband had filled a petition for us. Will this not affect the traveling process? That is the incorrect information. The V Lottery 2022 is not even out yet. The V 2021 is the one people applied last year. So I'm going to, because it is almost 1 hour mark, on Instagram is going to stop by itself and I'll go live again. So it's going to be, yeah. Yeah, so the Instagram is going to be out on 15 seconds. So there is no DV Lottery 2022 yet, Elizabeth. DV Lottery is 2021, which people applied last year in October. So, and you said your husband filed a petition for you. It doesn't affect anything traveling wise. Okay. Okay, so let me. Okay, just one sec. Okay, just one sec, people. Okay, let me go to other questions quick. I'm back on live on Instagram. It usually after 1 hour it stops, but YouTube can be on live here for 10 hours straight. The maximum I've done is over 4 hours. Okay. Lim Hans, I'm from Cameroon. I want to ask which laboratory test, if positive, will compromise the immigrant visa. It does. First of all, they don't test coronavirus. That's number one. On second way is, even if you test positive, there are hospitals which they are used for testing. So those hospitals or specific doctors, they are not testing coronavirus. And you'll be tested in arriving all airports. They'll be testing people. If you are tested positive, they're not taking you back. You're going to the quarantine and all other things. Please give me 1 minute, 1 sec. I'm going to change the battery on the something here. 1 sec. Okay. I'm back. Okay, let's go to question. Okay, let me go to other questions. Batuli Suna, mambo vipi? Karibu sana. Okay, there is a question that from Merex is asking a question that I have many aunts and uncles, cousins and nephews in the United States of America, but I prefer, the question is not complete, to live near you because you, like my brother, I'm more familiar with you, you'll help me. I mean, if you want to come to live around here, there is no problem. But currently I cannot host people because of I have already other people already. Okay, so let's go to other question. Okay, so this is a very interesting question. The question comes from Emmanuel Tumukunde. Sir, I have been applying for the V lottery twice without going through. Can this rule me out? What can I do to win it? I want to answer this one. In the other way is, which many people are asking the same or similar question, is about how many times can someone apply and get a scholarship? I mean, like, let me phrase it very well. I don't know how proper way to put this one. Okay. Emmanuel, your question is, you have been applying for the V lottery so far twice without going through. Can this rule me out? I want to understand your question. What can I do to win it? I want to understand your question into two main areas. Number one is, do you mean when you are filling the form, it didn't go to the last phase, which says success, and go to the confirmation number, and the second time it went through? If that is the case, it means you haven't applied it twice. Because the first time, whatever, if the internet went slow, it didn't go up to say the word success and give you confirmation number. If you don't get the confirmation number, it means you haven't applied yet. But if you are asking, by applying twice, you mean you applied maybe 2018, 2019, you applied, whatever years you have been applying and you haven't got, will that rule you out? Because there are some people, they usually say, oh, if you have applied in many years, they are not allowing you to win. They don't go to check the records of previous years, how many times you have applied. They don't care how many years you have applied. It is the V lottery. It is a lottery. Each year, it's a brand new application. So if you applied it last year, 2019, for the V lottery, it means you are brand new applicant. It means you are just brand new like any other person. US government doesn't care how many times you have applied the previous years. And by the way, in case you didn't know, in previous years, I mean, when you are going there, they just put you as a case number. They don't care your name is Ernest Makulilo. They don't care your name is Kimolo. No, they don't care. They don't care your name. When you apply, you are just a case number. Your confirmation number, your number which is there, that's what matters to them. Is a number, this is a confirmation number, and this number which is associated with this one is from this country. Full stop. The machine just plays with the number. Once the number comes out, you are the winner. The number goes out, correspond to the name, and then they say you have won. But basically, my case number of this, my confirmation number of this year is different from last year and even from other years. So how can they keep track like this name? Whenever Ernest Makulilo comes, is Ernest Makulilo all over the world is the same person? No. So you can apply as many times in many years without any problem. It doesn't matter whether it is this year. You can apply, this will be your first time, you can win. There are some people I know that have applied many times, they have not won. So as long as it's free, just keep applying. That's what I can simply say to you. And I'm sure it can be able to answer your question. So if you have applied many years separately, it doesn't affect you. And what can you do to win it is to apply properly and to continue with your life. You cannot force, don't start this kind of craziness people are doing. Oh, if you apply at midnight, or if you apply on a Saturday, if you apply when it is sunny, it is this way, when it is rainy, you are going to win. Forget about those ones. Or if you apply the first person, you are going to be the winner. They don't care. All applicants, they are putting all application at once after, as long as you apply, even if you apply on the last day. I usually advise people not to apply on the last day because sometimes the internet can be slow and fail to apply. But they don't care about that. So that is something I can be able to tell you. You can be able to apply and continue with your life. Don't put your entire life basing on the lottery. Your dream is bigger than the lottery. I was watching The Last Dance. For those who have been following Michael Jordan. And one of the things, what makes Michael Jordan separate from other people, someone was explaining on The Last Dance, is Michael Jordan is not stressed about the shot he's going to take if he's going to miss, because he hasn't taken yet. So why are you worrying things which you cannot control of? What you can control is I have to apply in a proper way. That's all. But whether the shot will go in or out, why are you stressing out about that? What you can do is, okay, what if I don't win? Just apply properly. If you want to pray every single day, pray, but already the results have been, they have already have the winners already. We are waiting just for the date. So they're not going to change. What you need to do is control other narratives. Like if you are going to apply for scholarships, if you are going to start your own business in your country, do other things in your dream beyond just the lottery. That's, I can simply advise you that. I have a very good question. This question comes from someone with regard to passport. And I was planning to make a video about passport. But let me answer this question. And I'm going to make sure you understand the concept of passport, the reasoning behind the passport, and why passport is introduced and everything. So let me read the question. And I believe many people have done this one and how it's going to affect you. The question comes from Abby A. EBM. I know people applied with the false passport information. How can the embassy filter it out? Because if they win the DV, they are about to bring new passport and say, I lost the previous one. The US government is very, very smart than many people, how they think. Why? Previously, people tried to find different ways to go through the system. For instance, in the application, people use the fake name, whatever, and then they come to change the name, whatever it is. That's why they bring the passport. With passport, it means I cannot go online and use Ernest Makulilo name without actual passport number, which you need to put there. And in the question of filling the DS2, the DV lottery form, application form, it says, write your name as it is written in your passport. You will put your name as written in the passport. Secondly, put the valid passport number. Means the passport which is not expired. If you put expired passport, game over. It cannot accept because there is expiration date of the passport. Yes, someone can put the fake number. I agree with that. Yes, you'll win on that way. But how are they going to catch you? Very, very easy. You have lost the passport. It's good. Give us the police record. The police record, usually it says, Ernest Makulilo, with this passport number, is lost. And that passport number has to correspond to the immigration database. You have to come with the police record to show your passport was lost. You lost your passport. So, even if your passport is expired, on the day of the interview, when you are going to the interview, the new passport requirement will require you to go with the expired passport and the new passport together over there. Because they have to prove that you are the same person who applied for the DV lottery with this correct information. They don't want to have a scam. So they have already thought about that. If you come, you have lost the passport, bring the police and the government information to prove that you lost the passport, and the passport which was lost was that passport number. So passport is very, very crucial. So don't lose the passport. And in the application, don't use the fake information. They have already thought about that. Once you have strategies of how to fake the system, they have techniques on how to beat you. And let me give you something very interesting, which you didn't, in case you didn't know. I'm immigrant, and there are so many immigrants. Once you become an American citizen, you're an American citizen. Don't you think that there are so many consular officers, there are so many people like me who are consular officers at US Embassy who are citizens of other countries? Myself, I applied and I missed the 3 scores to become diplomat, to become consular. So do you want to tell me you can come to the US Embassy, say, oh, I lost my passport, and just, okay, this is the visa, come to America? Remember, when you think that you have these ways, US government already invested on different ways on all these possible situations. So the best way, use the correct passport, because once you want to trick the system, you'll get caught and it will cost you bad. If you have lost your passport, make sure that you have the information. And usually I tell people, take a passport photo of your passport page or scan it. Even if you lose it, you have the bio page and you have the police information to do that. If you have a passport, you have traveled to another country, they have the record that you have entered in another country if they want to get that information. So don't try to trick the system, you will be caught. They have so many ways on how they can catch you. We do not know whether the government, the US government has partnership with your country, if they can take all these the applicants they put in the database of your country to see if your name is the one which is in immigration with your passport number. What if they put it there? If they, let's say, if they have, that's why they give you at least 1 week or 2 weeks to come to take your passport. What are they going to do? They are going to back check your stories. You have lost the passport. They take to the government. Can you look at these people if they have lost their passport and they come to find out you have never held any passport in your country? Then you are denied the visa. So don't do that. And I believe people will be caught. So for those who don't have the passport, I ask you, for the DV 2022, which will be in October, right now, go and apply for your passport. Be ready for the opportunity. It's just one philosopher in whatever, I mean, was 400 years, whatever, before Christ, he was asked the question, what is the meaning of the word lucky? And he defined the meaning of the word lucky. Lucky is what happens when good preparations meet opportunity. So prepare yourself with any opportunity. Don't wait for opportunity to be there, then you fake to meet the opportunity. No, don't fake. Prepare yourself. You can have passport. If you want for scholarships, you need to have GRE, TOEFL exam, good results. If a scholarship comes, you are ready. Prepare yourself for the opportunity. Don't wait for the opportunity and try to fit in the opportunity by faking it. You'll be caught. Prepare yourself for the greatness and the success. Sweet Betting Kuba, karibu sana. How are you, brother? Arise Africa, thank you so much for being here live on Instagram and appreciating what you have been sharing about leadership and your book about African leaders. It is one of the great books, by the way. Okay, other questions. Okay. Caroline, there is a question about affidavit of support. And the affidavit of support, the question comes from Caroline Cube. Hi, EBM. If I win the V lottery, can I get myself a sponsor who will fill an affidavit of support? This is a very good question. Because now we have what we call the public charge form. And today or tomorrow, this weekend, I'm going to make another video specifically for affidavit of support, because the US government, through USCIS, Citizenship and Immigration Services Department, which is within the Department of Homeland Security, has modified the form for the affidavit of support, I-864. That means in that form, there will be, I believe they are allowing American citizen or someone to sponsor someone. So someone can be able to fill for the form of affidavit of support. But trust me, with this new form, modified form, which I'm going to share with you, it will be very difficult for someone to fill that form and agree to sponsor you. Let me explain a little bit for those people who are applying the green card by marriage. How does affidavit of support work, and how will that work into the green card lottery? Affidavit of support for people who are coming through green card by marriage. It means your wife or your husband, who is American citizen, is a sponsor, and is going to put the tax information in that form. And by filling that form, you agree that I'm sponsoring this person who is my spouse to be green card holder, but this person will not request for public benefit, a special food stamp, cash aid from the government. And in case this person falls behind financial, I will be liable to support this person. This is how it works. But if you extend it that way to green card lottery, that person is not your spouse. That person is just like me, an individual. But if I fill that form, by the new modified form, you fill the tax information, my income I have to fill that way. I have to fill and meet the poverty guidelines. Above the poverty line, they call the dependence income ratio. If you have, maybe you are single, maybe 18,000. If you are this amount of money, you need to have those one. But in addition to that, I have to fill the bank information, which is added, my checking account, as well as the checking account and the saving account. And it means if the person you are sponsoring is financially unstable, the US government will take money from you to give that person. Who will be in America be able to accept that? Like me, I do not know you. I just want to support you. And I feel that I'm going to be your sponsor. Meaning, if you're going to be broke, you don't have an apartment, the government will not give you the money, I'm the one who's supposed to give you. I'm not going to commit myself that way. Because yes, you will say, I'm never going to do that. I do not know. I know you from the internet. Unless otherwise you're my relative, I can accept certain responsibilities. But someone else, no. So there will be a complications as you see who will be able to fill your, what we call the affidavit of support. So I will make another form on the screen sharing and show you what are the new aspects of the affidavit of support and why those affidavit of support new aspect will make it difficult just for any random person to be able to fill that one. Because they want you, the person, to be responsible. So if you want someone to be responsible, the person has to agree they will take their money. If you are going to ask for the public charge, they will take the money from that person and they give you. So that is the reason of the public charge. I mean, the reason of the affidavit of support, which is kind of like an extension of the public charge. Okay. Toglanipu pamoja sana kutoka Big Up 10:45 a.m. Okay, Nkuba, you were saying verifying in this side. Thank you so much. Okay, another question. I've been live here for 1 hour and 22 minutes, so I'll be answering a few questions, and I have to go to support my kids. Today, Faustina my daughter turned 1 year old, 2 on 19th, so a couple days ago. But today we are having a cake today, and we are going to have a little bit like just our family and our sister-in-law and her husband and the other people will be attending through Skype and Zoom. Happy birthday celebration, kind of online that way, low key. Yeah. There is another question which I'm going to answer that one. This question comes from BJ Sunar. I have been once rejected for student visa. Will this affect my coming to America interview on the DV? The answer is no. It's not about just the DV lottery. When you are denied the visa to the United States, for instance, today is Monday, I'm giving an example. You are denied the visa. The denial for this visa will not affect you if next week you ask again to go for another visa interview. They will treat you as a brand new applicant. Unless otherwise, the reason to be denied the visa was based on security reason. You are criminal. You are terrorist. Those kinds, you are dealing with the child trafficking cases. Yes. If on your social media, you have been posting about hurting America, yes, they will deny you the visa. But if you are denied of the student visa or tourist visa because you didn't have enough money in the bank account, you didn't have certain kind of documentation, it has nothing to do or affect you in the next interview. So this is people have to understand. That's why there are so many people have applied maybe student visa Monday, they were denied. The next week, they are applying again, they get more documentation, they are going there, they're getting the visa. But I usually advise people, if you apply with the, and if they deny you the visa, they don't give you the money. There is no money back. So don't expect to be denied the visa today. I'm giving example, student visa. Next week you are going, like 10 times, like really. So you have to be thinking about all those kind of things to be able, mindful on that. Okay, there are some people that are complaining I haven't read their questions. Okay, another question is from Andrew Slay. Can a DV case which has no a perfect photo be selected for the lottery? This is a very good question. Number one, there are photo requirements when you apply for the DV lottery. These photo requirements, obvious, the background, number one, has to be white. So if you have blue background, I believe you cannot win. It's incorrect, even if the photo goes through. So the biggest thing is just two things. Number one is the white background. Number two is the weight of the photo. The photo has weight. The weight of the photo is not supposed to exceed 240 kilobytes. If you upload any photo with more than 240 kilobytes, they will tell you the weight of the photo, the size of the photo is bigger than the requirement, so you cannot apply. But if the requirements, the photo has white background, yes, it might, there are certain things they say it has to be 6 by 6, whatever it is, like from here to here, it has to be like, it's supposed to be like certain decent size. Those kind of things, even if sometimes the photo can be like here instead of here. So those are minor mistakes. It's not a big deal. But two things which are very important is the white background. That's number one. And the second is the size of the photo, weight-wise. If those photo has two of those requirements, you are going to win. Because I've seen people with the photo, which is a very perfect one, like this one, win. I've seen people with the photo just like here, just like nearby the neck, just like the head. But as long as the white background and it has 240 kilobytes minimum, that one, they have won. So that is the photo-wise, how are they going to look? So they're not going to look like, but obviously the photo, the photo is supposed to be portrayed to look forward, not the photo to put it sideways. Those kind of things, yes, I believe you can, the computer is going to generate and just eliminate you. Because once you apply for the DV lottery, the few things, there are people who are going to be eliminated by technical knockout. Like you are getting the Mike Tyson punch before the lottery selection starts. For instance, if you have applied more than once, you are going to be eliminated. If, for instance, your photo is upside down instead of being like front ways, out. Background is green, blue, yellow, out. So there are certain things that are going to be out completely from the start. And then other things will follow. And the photo you are using from the DV lottery, they don't need that photo during the interview, because people are asking me that. So when they ask you for the photo for the visa interview, when I'm going for the, if I win, are they going to ask me for the same photo? What photo should I use? No, you are taking the brand new photo. So don't worry about that. The photo used for that one, even if you have lost, whatever, it doesn't matter. We don't need that photo. Some people, they put the photo of the entire family, like, no, we want a portrait photo, passport photo, not the photo of you, your wife, and the 3 kids over here, no. Emmanuel Kunde, your question, sir, I do get success number. I don't know what you mean by success number. Do you mean case number? But I don't get any information when the period of waiting expire. Thanks, I'm from Uganda. I don't. Have you won the DV lottery? If you have won the DV lottery, you have the case number. You have the case number. You're going to fill the DS260. You'll be asked to send the certain information, and you'll be given the interview date. So I don't know. You're asking about the success number. Melvis, you were asking, sir, I have sent 2 questions. You have not answered. Let me find your question. Let me find your question, Melvis. The problem I'm going through so many questions at once. Okay. Melvis, your question is, Melvis, your question is, for example, I'm in Dubai. If they refuse to give the visa, can I travel to my country to try to get the visa? And I believe you are asking about if you are denied the green card lottery visa. If you have been denied green card lottery visa, you cannot go to another country to get the same visa. The green card lottery visa is different from student visa, different from tourist visa, different from any other type of visa. The interview date you are having, when you said you want to do your interview in Dubai, when you are filling the DS260, you are not the one scheduling the interview. It is KCC, Kentucky Consular Center, the one which is going to set the interview for you. And the interview will tell you, because you want to do in Dubai, the interview will be on this date, at this time, you need to go with these documents. If the embassy in Dubai, US embassy in Dubai, they deny you the visa, it's game over. Unless otherwise they ask you for more details, you will do in Dubai. But if you are asking for a student visa, for instance, you are denied in one country, you can go to another country. If you are asking for tourist visa, you can go to the same embassy, you can go to another country, but not the green card visa. Green card visa, because if you go to your country, you don't have an interview. The interview is set by KCC, and they don't set it once, twice, no. It's one time, it's over. What they will do, they will say, maybe we are denying you the visa because you don't meet the requirement. You didn't meet the requirement for work experience. What you need to do, you are allowed for the DV lottery, you are allowed not to appeal, but to submit further documentation that to prove that their decision is based on your own information. So there is a form you are given. On that form, it is written, if you want, you don't agree with these results, submit the documentation to prove that the consular didn't do the right job for documentation. So you are coming with the documentation to prove that you have work experience. If they say you didn't meet the qualification for education, maybe you didn't go with the transcript. You didn't go with your certificate. You say you have bachelor degree, but you don't have any proof of that one. You end up saying, oh, you know, my school is close or is far away. They don't care about that. So you go and bring the documentation, but they are not going to give you another interview date on another place. It's just you can submit the document to the same embassy they interviewed. I'm sure you have understood that very well. So the green card lottery interview is one time in one place. Otherwise, they request more documentation. They might go say, we are not going to make it the final determination because you said you are married, but you didn't submit the marriage certificate. Go and bring the marriage certificate. Once you bring the marriage certificate and the other proof that you are married, yes, we are going to give you the visa. But they're not going to give you the chance to go to another, to Kenya or to another country to go and get another interview in another country. No, this is different from non-immigrant visas. There is another question. This question comes from Aful Opoku. The question is about accommodation in the United States. What will be your best advice on accommodation issues for a family of 5, that's a father, mother, and 3 kids who have won green card lottery and are migrating to the United States for the first time? So that's a very good question. When you are coming to America for the first time, you have won the green card lottery. First of all, you are five people, 3 kids, husband and wife. Remember, the cost and your survival will be very different from someone who is single. First of all, who is your host? Where are you going to stay? Because obviously, unless others from the one you are coming to stay in the apartment, but I believe you are going to stay from someone. Then it will depend on other factors, ages of the kids. It depends about how much money you have or resources you have. But basically, 2-bedroom apartment, you can be able to survive very well because there are 3 kids. But if you don't have enough to start with, still 1-bed apartment, you can be able to survive. You can have your room, put airbag one place, put another airbag another place. The kids can stay there. Some can live in the living room. You can survive still because this is starting up. But the point is, which I've been saying, whether you are single, whether you are married, whether you have kids, in the end, to start life in America, the bigger part is based on accommodation. I made a video about cost of living in America, but accommodation is a very big part. So you need to consider which states are you going to stay? Which state are you going to stay? Are you going to stay in New York? Are you going to stay in California? Are you going to stay in Ohio? Because the apartment in Ohio, you can get 1-bedroom for $600, but if you go to New York, 1-bedroom is $2,000. So it depends. If you want to, I want to live in New York City, I want to live in LA, Los Angeles, I want to live in Chicago, go ahead. So my advice will be, go to the states which are affordable. That's number 1, accommodation-wise. To start with, yes, you can live in 1-bedroom. But down the road, you cannot live in 1-bedroom with 3 kids. You cannot. Down the road, you need at least 2-bedroom apartment or 3-bedroom, whatever. How are you going to survive that? So you cannot have 3-bedroom apartment in New York. Are you going to pay $4,000, $3,000? Who are you? How much money do you make? So those are the things you need to consider. So overall, my advice will be, for accommodation-wise, look on the states which are affordable, because in general, the states which are very, very expensive is very difficult for you to survive for accommodation and things of that nature. So don't just run and rush to the states because of the name of the bigger states. So if you have 2 hosts, one is in California, one is in Arkansas, choose the smaller states, Arkansas. One is in Hawaii, another one is in Texas, go to Texas. One is in Washington, D.C. or Maryland, another one is in, let's say, in Michigan, go to Michigan. Don't go to the states because of the name of the states. Because some people, we hear the big names, oh, San Diego, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Baltimore, whatever, you get those kind of names, the rhythm, you think that if you are here, you talk to the people in your country, oh, I'm at Walmart, I'm in Target at Baltimore, you think it's a great way to say. You don't live the life of expectation of others or showing off others what you have done. In the end, what is the reality? That's why I left California to come to Kansas, Missouri area. Why? I cannot afford to live in California. I lived in 2-bedroom apartment. It was almost nearby 1,800, almost near 2,000. 1-bedroom was 1,300. I had a very difficult time until I ended to live with my in-laws. It is difficult to afford. Now I moved to Missouri area. I purchased a very big home. The same home I have, if you move to California, is more than $1 million US. but here is a very cheap home I can afford. So those are the things you need to consider when you want to look all those factors. Okay. Mervis, your question is God bless you, sir. Please, I have no high school certificate, but I have 2 job certificate attestation. 2 job certificate attestation. They are going to give me visa because I did not put in my job certificate. First of all, in the lottery application, there is no place where you are supposed to put the work experience. The work experience you are going to put when you are filling the DSC 260. So don't get confused. In the DSC 260 is when after winning, that's when you put the work experience. But in the lottery application, there is no any place to put work experience. And they'll look about, it's not about the certificate you have, they'll look about even the job description. What training do you have to have those kind of jobs? So I cannot say they'll give you because you have 2 certificates. Agnes Smith, what if your case number is current and you haven't received your first notification letter from KCC? Should you go ahead and send your documents or what? You can try to, I mean, you are allowed to write email to KCC no matter what. And remember, when you write the letter to KCC, you have to write your case number. You have to write, I think there is a certain instruction how to write your email. There's no problem. You can write them email and ask them if when are you supposed to send your documents. There is no problem. But as long as you include those kind of information. Benjamin Ozor, please EBM, will US consulate need bank statements before giving the green card? Yes. With the currently with the public charge, it's not about bank statement. They need to show your assets. So bank statement can be if the money you have is the asset, yes. If you have gold, you have silver, you have all those kind of diamonds, whatever you have, those are assets. If you have farms, show the proof you have the farm. If you have a company, show proof. So it's not just bank statement. Any asset you have, show the assets. Justo Atea, how can I immigrate to the United States through marriage with a US citizen? If you get married to a US citizen, you file the form is called, I mean, your wife is going to file a form for you to be given green card. So the same way like you are filing, there is a certain form. If you're already in the US, you are filing adjustment of status. But if you're outside, there is a certain form you are filing immigrant visa and you are getting the visa. It is 1 hour and 43 minutes. So I'm going to end up here. The question comes from BK. This will be the last question. BPEC. Okay, this question is a little bit, I'm going to answer. This will be the last question. And the question is about the age for people to apply. BPEC Shretri says, hi EBM, what about under 18? Under 18 of age. I'm 17 years old. Does age matter in the selection? Please reply. So the DV lottery has the start age of starting and ending age. There is no age limit, but there are certain things which you have to use common sense. Number 1, if you are under 18, you are minor. So I'm talking about the law in the US. I know in some countries you can smoke. In some countries you can buy cigarette. In some countries you can go and drink, buy wine, alcohol, but not United States of America. You are still a minor. So if you are a minor, can a minor play a lottery in America? No. You cannot go and buy a lottery ticket for money. I'm giving you an example. Yes, you can play at the age of 18, they cannot restrict you. But if you win, you are still 18, you cannot come here as a minor. Who are you going to stay? You cannot stay alone, you are a minor. So you see the problem. But if you are 17, but the results are out, you are already 18, you are adult at that point, yes, you'll be given the visa. Yes, you can be able to come to America. But if you are still a minor, you cannot come as a minor alone. You have to have adult supervision, no matter what. So that is something you need to consider. But again, you are 17. Let's say you are 18. You apply, you win. They don't care whether you are 18. They don't care whether you are 100 years old. You have to prove the public charge that you come to America, you have your assets, that you are not going to be a public charge in America. You must have at least high school education or 2 years of work experience. They don't care whether you are 18. They don't care whether you are 100 years old. So if you are not in high school education, you don't have 2 years of work experience, they're going to deny you the visa. So those are the things you need to consider. So the age, if you are still a minor, or if you are saying you are turning, you said you are going to turn 18 in 4 months to come. So you win, there is no problem. You are 18. The point is you must have high school education or 2 years of work experience. So yes, you are saying you are now 17. The results will be out, will be 18 years old. There is no problem. But do you have high school education? That's number one, the question they ask. Are you having at least 2 years of work experience if you don't have high school? Then, apart from that, they go to the further question when they interview. Prove the public charge that you are coming to America, you're not going to be public charge. They don't feel sorry. They are not going to change the regulations because you are 18 years old. They don't care. Show your assets. Show your bank statement. I know there are some people who have won, they're 19 years old, they're in America. But there was no public charge requirement back in the time. Now they have public charge requirement. And if you are 18, you are a criminal. You cannot come here. So all those things, they are very considerate. They are considering those kind of factors. Jocelyn Makandi, what if someone had a criminal allegations over 5 years ago? It doesn't matter when the allegations are. It is part of your criminal history. It will depend on the nature of the crime. If your crime is maybe let's say like maybe child molestation, it doesn't matter how long it is. It might affect you. It depends on the nature of crime, basically. I can simply say that way. Santosh, if I was selected in the V lottery, does it necessary to get health insurance? You are allowed to have health insurance before or after. But if you are coming to get after, you have to prove that once you arrive in the US, you are going to get health insurance. BPEC, yes, you said you have high school degree, you have high school. In 4 months, you are going to be 18 years. I already said there is no problem. But prove that you are coming to America, you're not going to be a public charge. Show the assets you have. That is something you need to know. That will be the last question. I'm not going to answer any other question, people. Okay, Kevin, you say, I'm from Nigeria and I live in Dubai for 7 years, but now I'm studying in Malaysia for 3 years. What police clearance do I need? You need a police clearance from Nigeria, your home country. You need a police clearance from Dubai. You need a police clearance record from Malaysia. Any country you have lived for more than 6 months, you must have healthy insurance, police clearance record. Please don't send any other question. I'm not going to answer any other question. I've already I've answered the question. You say, if I got denied for B1 visa, do they check the information you provided on the B application? Once you apply for any visa in the US, they have that information. They can check, but the decision to be denied the visa on the previous one has nothing to do with the current situation. Ravin, you're asking, because of more reasons, they have to make around 7,000 winners in order to issue 55,000 visa. Is that correct? Yes, that's correct. They usually give more winners. You can find someone with his 70,000 number, because there are some people from countries which have they have travel ban. There are people who will not check the results. There are some people who will be denied the visa for other reasons. So yes, you are correct. Dennis, I don't know. I'm not going to answer other questions, people. I have to go. I haven't seen your question. Dennis, your question is, what is the best way to change someone's status between USSA and US Embassy? Which is one is simple or other? Do you recommend someone to change visa through? I don't understand your question. USCIS is if you are in the US. US Embassy is while you are in your US Embassy needs to give you the visa to come to America. You cannot, to change his status, you are already in the US. That, I don't know whether you understand. If you are already in the US, you are dealing with USCIS. You deal with the United States Immigration Department. You are dealing with here. If you are in the US, you are not dealing with the embassy, because in US there is no embassy of US within the country. So you have, if you go out of the country, you are dealing with the US Embassy. So these are two different things. US Embassy is Department of State. USCIS is Department of Homeland Security. They are dealing with things which is they are already in the US. So if you are already if you are already in the US, you get married with a US citizen, you are dealing with the USCIS. But if you are in outside of the America, you are dealing with the US Embassy. That is the difference. Okay, so that is the end of my today's show. I've been live for 1 hour and 52 minutes. Thank you so much on Instagram, everyone. Frankie, you are saying thank you for the info. I really appreciate Godwin. You are saying thank you for more info. I really appreciate it. And thank you everyone on Instagram, and thank you everyone here. I'm not answering any question. Everyone. Thank you so much. I know, Vincent, you have asked a question, but I'm not answering any questions. Thank you everyone for your support. I have to go. I haven't even had breakfast. Now it is 10:17 a.m. I have to go. Thank you so much. I'm not answering any question. I know, Adaga, domestic work, it depends on the nature of domestic work. You can be working domestic is working for ambassador versus domestic work, whatever. It depends. Yeah, I'm not answering any question at the moment. Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you. Yeah, remember to subscribe. Everyone. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe right now before you leave. Okay, bye-bye, everyone.